If you ask me about Extreme Rules 2013 and its execution, I probably would end up being in favor of it. Look at you, by the way. Yeah, what do you think about your fans?
Oh, Double D?
Yeah.
Mm.
They
Interesting.
They love them some Metal D, don't they?
That's what I hear.
Do you blame them?
I don't know. You're proud of them being your fans?
They sure were side splitting.
Well, he is Mr. Positivity, and he always is positive about as many things as possible.
Maybe we should start out with something positive in this review.
Yeah, this show was kind of a mixed bag. So let's get some of the positive things out of the way first. As Mike alluded to, we're going to start off with some positive things out of this show. We had a couple of matches that we really felt just did what they were supposed to do, got the job done for what they were supposed to do for this show, for this card. And you're going to talk about Fandango and Jericho, the opener.
Good match to kick off the show, got the crowd into the show. Right guy won, Jericho. This didn't hurt Fandango because he got the big win at WrestleMania. And let's be honest, if you want to bring Jericho back later on to have him feud with even Fandango again or any other new talents, he needed some clout, some dignity restored to him by getting a big win.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, did this feel like a match that really belonged on a pay-per-view, or was this just a glorified TV match?
I could see this on a pay-per-view, especially the spot it had, but I don't necessarily think it belonged on this pay-per-view, Extreme Rules, seeing as how there was no stipulations to it at all.
But overall, you're okay with it? Are you primarily okay with it just because of the way it finished?
The way it finished, the flow of the match, it kept me entertained.
Right, and Orton and Big Show. Yeah, this is in Orton's neck of the woods, so yeah.
As to be expected, it was a pretty decent match for an Extreme Rules match. They use every weapon that you could find. I think the WWE is now out of money for their kendo sticks for the rest of the year.
Were you surprised that Orton ended up going over here in his hometown?
Not at all. I mean, usually, well, a lot of times the hometown guy usually loses. But in this case, there was no real high stakes involved, so he went over, and rightfully so.
Were you surprised about the way the match finished in terms of Orton actually punting the Big Show?
I enjoyed that. I thought that was great. I'm glad that he did dig that up. I was not surprised by it because he did try the RKO and didn't work.
It almost was very odd, though, at the very end, because after he punted him, he went off and he walked off and then came back, and he looked like he was mumbling something that maybe I wasn't paying full attention, but it looked like something was screwed up there a little bit with the finish. But in general, that match was good too.
He did end up a little bit too close to the ropes. I think the Big Show that maybe he was mumbling something about that, but I don't know. But yeah, it was a good match.
So there were a couple of matches that definitely accomplished their jobs. Mm-hmm. Not every match has to be a 5-star classic on a show to be good, and these are two matches that clearly prove that out. Agreed?
That match was so good, make me want to lick myself. Here's what I know. You got Mark Henry, you got Sheamus, you got a strap match. You got a 5-star classic, that's what the fuck you got. Match of the night by far, in my humble opinion. Yeah, hello ladies. You see this look of intensity? That was a fucking physical war, motherfucker. Why do I say that it was? Because that's what they do. I told you Smokey was gonna win by watching this match. I told you all of y'all was gonna win by watching this match. Now the interesting development is that Mark Henry decided to do Sheamus the greatest favor of all time. Sheamus won this match. Not because Mark Henry couldn't. We clearly know that Mark Henry is still the superior individual. But Mark Henry, unlike John Cena, he an unselfish individual. So as a result, he decided, I'm going to put over the young buck. I'm going to help this young fella out. It's going to be straight to the top for Sheamus, motherfucker. You damn right. Got me so excited I'm hungry. Hey, Schleg Daddy, where's my motherfucking cheeseburger?
That damn cat, man. He is just something else.
I'm not ever talking about a match that he wants to talk about again. You think it's bullshit? Look at that. Fucking A, man.
Yes.
That's what you get for trying to steal his spotlight.
Yeah, not going to do that ever again.
Never again. And it's funny how he spun that too, that no matter what, his guy still won.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyways, so you had some more positive on this show, definitely. I guess we have to believe in the Shield as a great mid-card faction, if nothing else, because they have mid-card belts now. And we'll start off with who wants to talk about the U.S. title match.
I'll talk about that one. You got Kofi Kingston, a guy who usually when he holds the belt, he's just the guy holding the belt so the next guy can get it. Sorry, it's the truth. Dean Ambrose went out there, put on a great match, which I expected from him. Kofi had a botch in there, but after that was out of the way, the match was good. Good finish. Right guy won.
Yeah, no extreme stipulations, but
It didn't really need it.
yeah, I guess not every match. Maybe not every match in the card has to have extreme rules. It was good. I like the fact that Ambrose went over here 100% clean, beat him
Right.
straight up, no bullshit.
Yep.
And I know you like his finisher more than Biggie Langston's.
Easily. Ugh.
Now, I'm always a fan of tornado tag matches, but I'm sorry, this tornado tag wasn't the best match in the entire world. I was actually a little disappointed about it. What
Yeah,
about you?
they're. I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what I didn't like about it, but it just didn't have that feel of being a true tornado match.
It really didn't. There wasn't, I don't think, nearly enough times where you had all four guys going
Right.
at it and mixing it up back and forth. I don't want to say the finish was just flat out flat, like some of the other matches we're going to talk about, but didn't it just seem a bit underwhelming? This is like a big moment. This is a big deal, and it just felt kind of.
I think that maybe it was because we had never seen that finisher from them before, and then they kind of dig out this finisher, and then that's how it ends. I don't think that we're ready.
Were you surprised that they really didn't tease much in terms of Kane and Daniel Bryan splitting?
No,
Unless I was
not
trying to
at
say
all.
that's the way the end of the match was going, is
Right.
leading to that.
But WWE did want to remind us repeatedly that the Shield wrestling style is chaotic.
It's chaos.
That it is.
You could come up with other words like frenetic,
Unpredictable,
helter skelter,
refreshing.
random,
Crazy.
off the wall. All words you could have used and many more. And you want to play along too, guys down there in the comments section. Come up with other words they could have used to describe the Shield's tag team tactics other than chaos. But a big night for the Shield
Absolutely. New tag team champions they are.
and new United States champion. It was a big night for them. Believe in the Shield.
Absolutely.
As a general rule, when three of your most important matches all have lackluster and or disappointing flat finishes to those matches, it's just not a good indicator of a very successful show. And that's really what we got with Extreme Rules 2013. And we'll start off with the number one contenders I Quit match.
God, I was sick of this feud before we even got to the match. Del Rio versus Swagger. I just didn't care. And this match didn't do much to improve that. The long intro by Zeb Coulter, then we get to the match, and it wasn't a great match. I mean, it kept moving at least, so at least it was entertaining for a while, but then you get to that screwy finish.
What was entertaining about it? The referee was asking them the wrong damn question the whole time.
That's true.
Swagger's sitting there and dominating the majority of the match, so it's like they're not even leaving you with any possibility that Swagger might be threatened or this or that. He's barely getting
Wow.
asked the question. Del Rio's getting asked the wrong question. You've got
But I
Ricardo,
was going into this thinking Swagger was going to lose, so I knew that.
but you get to Ricardo with the fucking towel.
Ugh.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. This is an I Quit match.
You have to say the words "I quit."
A towel doesn't count.
No.
If it was a submission match or a regular match, that's one thing. But if there's an I Quit match we've had before where the towel's been thrown in, please remind us down in the description box below. But I thought they had to say specifically, I quit. So the whole shit with this, and then where the fuck the instant replay come from?
Yeah, what the hell?
What are we, football now?
I mean, we've had
Baseball?
plenty of matches where there's been screwy finishes, and no, we never go back to the replay.
And why would you need to go back to the replay if the other ref already came
Came
out?
down and
That
told
was just
you. Oh my
dumb.
God.
This match was dumb. Del Rio winning was dumb. This feud between these two was dumb. Thank God it's hopefully fucking over. Speaking of dumb, we had for a while a very passable, at least, last man standing WWE Championship match with Ryback and Cena.
Right.
This was,
Well, at least once it got out of the ring.
yeah, I mean, it was passable, and
Nobody was expecting a 5-star match out of this. They were expecting passable.
but it was making Ryback look tough in that he was gonna keep coming and coming and coming, and of course Cena was gonna sit there and take all this shit and then struggle to get to his feet and then be running 2 seconds later.
Of
But
course.
you get that.
Yep.
You expect that after a decade of watching the asshole. But the finish, you took something that was potentially very, very good and took the chicken shit lazy way out. This was fucking lame. What in the fuck was that?
Oh my god. You know, okay. So let me get this right. Cena's laid out. Ryback's up. Shouldn't he be the WWE champion now?
Why did the
You'd
referee
think.
not count? This is a last man standing match. Why did the referee not count? Okay, they both went through the freaking lights or whatever. Okay, we get that. Then count to 10, match is over, and there's no winner. But why do they have to take this chicken shit way out? Why couldn't they do like a Taz Bam Bam Bigelow thing where either Cena or Ryback came out of there at the count of 9,
Right.
and you had a winner?
Exactly. And if Cena's on Raw tomorrow night, I'm sorry, but that even more so just ruins this whole setup for the pay-per-view.
It's just fucking stupid. I mean, one way or another, make a damn decision. Don't take this cowardly way out. Oh, we can't have Cena lose. Oh, ooh, we don't want to have Ryback lose. Oh, we'll come up with the lamest ass finish we could possibly think of when the crowd is chanting bullshit.
If they were going to pull this, they should have pulled it with a different type of match, not a last man standing match.
Exactly.
And then, like you said, Ryback's sitting there being helped off, and he's walking off. He's fucking walking.
Cena's still down on the ground. Start counting.
No champion.
Oh, his neck is so hurt. I'm going to yank him by his head. Ah,
And
Jesus
pull him
Christ.
again.
And then we get to the steel cage match, which we accurately predicted was going to be the main event. Any of you who thought otherwise are fools. Yeah.
Decent match for the most part, up until about the last 2 minutes.
Really? Because I think this is the weakest of the Brock Triple H matches.
I didn't mind it because it showed Brock was a fallible monster.
Look for the positives.
I would agree that this. I agree with Mike. I think this was the weakest of the three. It had the least amount of my interest. I thought the spray painted camouflage sledgehammer was very.
It was a nice touch.
Heyman was involved like a manager should be without being too overwhelming. It's not that this was a horrible main event, but it's just this is supposed to be the cap to some type of epic trilogy. It's Extreme Rules. It's a steel cage match. I would have expected more, and sadly we really didn't get it. And the
Maybe
finish,
even blood would have helped just a little.
but the finish here, after Lesnar wins, why did every time Triple H loses at a pay-per-view, why do they? God bless this man and his majestic ego, because
He needs sympathy, goddammit.
yeah, you damn
He
right
needs
he
you to
does.
care about the fact that he lost.
And he's got to get helped. And then the last thing you're going to hear is about his music being played.
Yep.
That is God right
And the
there.
crowd was very quiet and solemn after that.
As they were for most of the match, really. They weren't rooting for Brock.
Well, because they knew God was in trouble.
That's probably because they just didn't care at this point.
No doubt about it.
His girlish figure,
Got to fit into those Raider shirts.
calorie free. You could just drink water.
Coke and a smile.
Indeed. That was Rick James's life philosophy, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
Have some Coke and a smile, baby. I'm the prettiest motherfucker you ever seen, bitches. I'm going to go do some Coke. We could have used some Coke to get through this show, frankly. Final thoughts.
Started out good for about the first half, and then after that, it just fell apart in a heartbeat. Ugh.
A lot of the show was predictable, but it was in a way where it was things that I was looking forward to happening, but then it just kind of became a train wreck at the end.
When your biggest matches have flat or lousy or disappointing finishes, that's not a good omen for your show. Not enough real spectacular moments in this show. Compared to the last 2 years where I felt Extreme Rules was very, very good, especially last year's being a really damn good show. I can't really say the show was that much better than WrestleMania. At least I could say that I had low expectations and it met it, but
Just barely.
yeah, this was not a great offering by WWE at all.
No.
Shame on you.